on their faces. Baltimore, my town. We about to talk about these 300 murders, taking souls, and you think it's okay. Philly Jawn, check us out. YouTube, streaming live, podcasting, SoundCloud. Nina Simone, people. Oh, Baltimore, my town, baby. That's where I live. Love it. Yes, it's hard, Nina, just to live. You're right about that. I hear you. I hear you. Baltimore. Let's get into it. Let me get off this live. Anybody that's on here, please check me out on YouTube Live, podcasting, Podbean, SoundCloud. Philly Jawn, thank you for looking and listening. Carry on, people. So here we go. We here. We live. And we podcasting at the same time. Let's talk about it. Baltimore. Over 300 murders. Over 300 souls. I think the problem is that young men don't understand the ramifications of murder. See, it's glorified within the rats. And what Jay-Z say, live with no regrets. Well, you're going to have regrets. If you live that life, and that's what you do, and you take souls, believe me, it's no walking away from this. It's no, I did this, I'm gone, I forget about it. Either you're going to repay for it with your health, your family members, or your children. See, it comes back. My father used to tell me, you reap what you sow. That's a reality. You reap what you sow. But when I look at my city, and I look at the community, and I had to ask the people, are y'all sick and tired? Because change doesn't come to a people until they change themselves. So we understand the corruption of the police. We understand that Baltimore is a heroin town, probably over 5 decades, where you have situations where there's actually grandparents, their children, now the children's children are all heroin addicts. You have this situation in this city, and this is a reality of it. Even within my family, I have it, and I understand it. I've touched my hands and put on it and been on in that mix of things and in that world as far as trying to move and shake. But luckily, some people you get away from that, and I am a product of Baltimore City Public Schools. I've graduated from college, and I've actually been around the world. I've been on 5 continents. Thank God. So I got to see different things and understand different things. But I love that city because I was raised there. That's where my mother, my father, I still had a family there, and I still own property there. I have a love for it. I love the food. I love the culture. It is me. I am Baltimore. The way I talk, the way I walk, the way I dress, my attitude, how I deal with people is from Baltimore. But at the end of the day, I feel their pain because I, through these eyes, have seen what goes on in the city. I've been a witness to what we call the knockers or drug police jumping out, buying no drugs, but you got money on it, they take it. Sometimes they take your drugs, take it to the next block or around the corner or down the street, put that on a person, they got your money, and put your drugs on them and charge them with the crime. Yeah, you may feel good, like, okay, I ain't get locked up. I can make the money back. But you're not understanding that's your brother that's being locked up. But we're selling drugs because we don't have the proper resources within the community. So you have something that's perpetuated and is created, you know, and it causes all this murder, strife, poverty. But you have children who are trying to survive and take care of themselves by selling drugs. And I say children because I remember the most vivid memory I have, and I was green. I was in the seventh grade, and I had this, you know, person in class, and he was like, "Well, I'm leaving." I'm like, "All right, you leaving?" I'm like, "Okay, you cutting school. Where you going?" I gotta go hustle. I gotta go get this paper. And I'm looking like it was such a necessity. When he broke it down, he said, "Look, man, my mother and father are both drug addicts. I'm in the seventh grade and I take care of the rent, the electric, and make sure everything is okay for me and my little sister. Look at the burden that's put on somebody. I didn't have that burden, but he had that burden in the seventh grade, and that's real. He didn't know how was he going to eat, how was he going to have a place to stay, and you say, "Oh, just go in foster care." You understand what happens in foster care? Sometimes that's a traumatic experience for people, man. They have problems, get raped, abused, and things like that. But this is what happens, and so now you have a situation like that. You got a guy who's out here doing X, Y, Z, and he can't get a job legally. He can't even go work. So you try to muscle in on him, and he got a gun, he got drugs, and he's a man at that point, for real, because he's taking care of manly situations. And I'm not saying it's right, but what happens? He gonna kill or be killed. That's the reality of it. But I think now people are tired to the point where this can't keep going on. This can't keep being the everyday thing. You know, shout out to Baltimore ceasefire. They're on the ground and they're actually doing something. You know what I mean? And that's where a lot of us have to get off our asses and stop having opinions and get out in the field and actually do something. And it's either joining a group like Baltimore ceasefire or any kind of group in your area, or take it upon yourself. You see a youngin, pull him aside. If he allows you, you know, give him some information, talk to him. Give him something that can help him, something that, you know, some jewels, because he need that. But at some point, you know, I think everybody is tired. In Baltimore, it's time. But I think it will not stop until people actually go out in their own communities. And I'm not saying that be a vigilante, but we gotta have something because we understand that the court systems and the police are corrupt. We understand that I send somebody to jail for 20 years and you don't give them any kind of rehabilitation, real rehabilitation. I have a brother who went through this 22 years in prison, state of Maryland, mental illness. He has no rehabilitation. And you release him back into the streets. That's what you do. His only skill is robbing, stealing, killing, selling drugs. So we need a whole, complete community program at this point. And I think that that's the only way things are going to change. That we really have to start policing ourselves. We have to stop saying that it's acceptable for you to sell marijuana, drugs, or anything in the community. But we have to have a two-tiered program and have an outlet to say, okay, if you're not going to sell drugs and this is not going to be the way that you're going to make money, then we're going to build X, Y, Z. We're going to have businesses and things like that. And it's as simple as some of these houses, and this may take political the political aspect of it, and this is where we have to get into start putting money together to vote people in who has our political interests at heart. That okay, you got Carver, you got Emerson, you got Merritt-Thaler. You have schools that have technical, skills of people who do carpentry, electrician, and you have these youth that aren't in that school or they may not be in school. So if you just take your block, and I ain't talking about 2 blocks, 4 blocks, you take your block, and we go up and down the street and knock on the doors of the people who still live there. And we say, okay, you got a son, you got a son, you got a son, you got a son. He may have a cousin. This house right here is vacant. We're gonna go to the city council and we're gonna petition some kind of way. We need this house. We gut it out, renovate it, and basically rent it or sell it. If we sell it, we take the income, start on another house. Once that block is done, you go to the next block. But the community has to come together with those kind of programs. This is just my idea and just my opinion. And I think that if you really, at that point, those who want to still sell drugs and still do things like that, it's no turning you into the police. They have a group of men who handle those situations. And, I know people say, oh, that's being vigilante, this, and the third, and but at some point, we got to handle our own problems. And that is a problem. Because you feel as though that you can sell drugs, and because you're selling drugs, what happens is it brings about violence, murder, attitudes. People get upset, but we have to, as men, start handling this, and you don't have to let the chips fall where they may, because it has to stop, and this can't be the only valuable income for people. I mean, you got guys right now. Something that I'm into. I'm into investing, and I'm also into cryptocurrency. That's the new thing. And anybody that's listening to me or hears my podcast is check out Coinbase and read up on cryptocurrency. I mean, it's literally making people millions of dollars overnight. People are becoming rich off of cryptocurrency, and that's a. I'm not saying it's skeptical or spectacle, just like any investment. You can lose your money, but we got to look at these things like it has to be something better than just okay, here you go a package, get out here, hustle. Seriously, I mean, because at this point, everybody's complaining about gentrification. But gentrification, this is what comes along with gentrification. You let a community go all the way down so you can buy properties at the lowest value, rebuild it, and sell it. It's happening in South Philadelphia. You know, the whole South Philadelphia right now is under gentrification, basically. It's being revitalized. So they're taking row homes that people may have lived there for 20 or 30 years. They no longer can live there because row homes down to quarter mil, $300,000, $400,000. So if they even take and retax it, which they do, and reassess it and say the taxes are this, you can't even afford to live there if you own the house. Because now, at this point, you go from not having a mortgage to having a mortgage, and if you're on a fixed income, it's a done deal. But these are all the things of allowing people to come into our neighborhoods and just take over because we have allowed, because drug use and different not having finances and things of that nature, to allow our neighborhoods to go by the wayside. But you know, it's people and the citizens of Baltimore are very upset. They're very tired at this point. I mean, one of the like I can't the Baltimore ceasefire. I know Nathan Thomas, his sister Erica Bridgeford. Uh, they're out there, boots on the ground, as they say, trying to, do what's right and try to try to help and try to like say stop, because a lot of people were saying like, I actually got out of this and I'm doing what's right, and I was on the street, I was hustling, or I was using drugs, and I got a job, and I'm trying to do what's right. So they feel as though that it's possible, it's very much possible. There's a lot of assistance out here from the government and things of that nature. But at some point, everybody's tired. I'm not even, I have family there that I've been affected by murder and affected by crime and the drugs and all of that stuff. I don't live there at this point, but like I said, I have a stake in the community because I do own property there, and I have family there, so I do have a stake in the community, and I'm there at least. I'm gonna say at least 5 or 6 times a month. I'm there, in the city. I see what's going on, and I understand it, from both sides of it. But I think another thing is that the youngins and the youth, they have to be told and made to understand that, at the end of the day, you're taking a soul. And that's, the most heinous thing. God is the one who sends the angels to take souls. You don't have a right to do that. And that's what, I don't care how upset you get. You can't handle your problems. So the first thing you do is, get a gun. So that's not the way to handle situations and problems. People, every day you're gonna have problems. Every day you're gonna have a situation, and you can't always get a gun. You can't always, you know, just be aggressive. And I've had situations where I talk to young guys, and I've recognized what's going on. And one of the surprising things that I've learned to handle the situation is I tell them, "Oh, hold down with the aggressions. Just calm down." And then you recognize that you're not really dealing with a gorilla. You're dealing with a gorilla in a suit, because he's almost like a character. He's in character, and he's reacting off of, or she's reacting off of the way that you're about to act. So if you tell them to calm down and assess the situation, sometimes you'll get a better result, because most people feel as though that, I'm going to meet aggression with aggression. And sometimes you have to. I'm not saying that's the way to carry things all the time. Sometimes you have to meet aggression with aggression. No doubt. But I feel the pain, and I feel your pain, and I'm down with this Baltimore ceasefire. And I want people to stop, you know, killing each other. I don't. Murder ain't the way to go. It just ain't the way to go, seriously. So, at the end of the day, something has to give. Something has to give. Something has to stop, because this ain't it. This ain't what it is. This ain't what it should be. What I mean? Philly Jawn, check us out on podcasting, on Podbean, SoundCloud, YouTube Live, Instagram at One Philly Jawn. Shout me out an email. Let me know how you feel about what's going on, what I'm talking about. OnePhillyJawn at gmail.com. Good, bad, or indifferent. However you feel, let's talk about your feelings and how you look at things. You may think I'm a complete goddamn fool, a nut, whatever. Send me an email. Let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. Philly Jawn. I'm here discussing the issues of my community with my people every day. While you at it, check out t-shirttrack.com. They got them old school hoodies with the tape player on it and the record and the headphones, taking you back to the old school. Accessorize yourself with Accessory Junkie.